2 magical kingdoms, 2 brave princesses, and 1 evil queen. Can Snow White and Cinderella stay safe? Watch till the end to see their magical adventure unfold. Once upon a time, there was a kind and gentle princess named Snow White. Her skin was as white as snow, her lips as red as roses, and her hair as black as night. Snow White's mother had passed away when she was very young. Later, the king married another woman, a proud and selfish lady who became the evil queen. Every day, the queen would look into her magic mirror and ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest." The queen grew jealous and angry. She wanted to be the most beautiful of all. So she planned to harm Snow White. Snow White ran away into the forest, where she discovered a tiny cottage. Inside lived 7 dwarfs. They were cheerful, hardworking, and kind. They welcomed her into their home and promised to care for her. But the evil queen found Snow White. Disguised as an old woman, she handed her a shiny red apple. Snow White took a bite and fell fast asleep. The dwarfs wept and placed her gently in a glass coffin. But one day, a prince came. He saw Snow White, kissed her softly, and the spell was broken. Snow White opened her eyes, and everyone cheered. Days later, the queen returned to her mirror. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" Again, the mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest." The queen's anger grew stronger. She returned once more and struck Snow White with dark magic. Snow White fell, and this time, even the prince could not save her. The dwarfs cried, and the prince sat helpless beside her. Meanwhile, in another kingdom, a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella lived with her 2 proud stepsisters and their unkind mother. Every day, Cinderella worked hard, sweeping floors, washing clothes, and cooking meals, while her stepsisters laughed and ordered her around. Though her life was unfair, Cinderella's heart remained pure and full of kindness. One bright morning, a royal messenger arrived in the village. He carried a golden scroll and announced, "By order of the king, there will be a grand ball at the palace. The prince will choose his bride." The stepsisters squealed. Poor Cinderella longed to go too, but when she asked, her stepmother sneered, "You? In rags? The prince would never notice you." That evening, the stepmother and stepsisters climbed into a carriage and left for the palace, laughing as they went. Cinderella was left behind. She sat alone on the cold kitchen floor, tears glistening in her eyes. Just then, a warm glow filled the room. A kind voice said, "Do not cry, my dear." It was Cinderella's fairy godmother. With a graceful wave of her wand, pumpkins turned into a sparkling carriage, mice into elegant horses, and Cinderella's torn rags into a gown that shimmered like starlight. On her feet appeared the most delicate glass slippers. She said gently, "This is a magical potion. You give it to the prince when the ball is done. It will protect him in times of great danger." Cinderella promised to remember, thanked her godmother, and hurried away in the glowing carriage. At the palace, music filled the grand hall. The moment the prince saw Cinderella, he could not look away. He asked her to dance, and together they twirled across the floor, as if the stars themselves were watching. All night long, the prince danced only with her. But when the great clock began to strike 12, Cinderella remembered her godmother's warning. The magic would fade at midnight. She gasped, pulled away from the prince, and ran. Her glass slipper slipped off on the steps, but she had no time to stop. In her rush, she also forgot the magical gift meant for the prince. From a distance, her stepmother caught sight of a mysterious girl fleeing into the night. Suspicion burned in her eyes. Cinderella dashed into the forest, her gown fading back into rags, her carriage vanishing into mist. She pressed her hand to her chest, heart racing, afraid she would be discovered. The trees closed in around her, and she ran deeper into the shadows, carrying only one glass slipper and the secret of the magical potion she had forgotten to deliver. Under the moonlight, she stumbled upon a sorrowful scene. Prince Charming was kneeling beside Snow White, who lay lifeless on the ground. The 7 dwarfs were weeping softly. Cinderella remembered the gift box. She opened it and found the glowing potion her fairy godmother had given her. She handed it to the prince. With trembling hands, he gave it to Snow White. The potion sparkled like starlight, wrapping Snow White in a warm glow. Slowly, she opened her eyes, alive once more. Snow White and Prince Charming embraced with joy. They thanked Cinderella for her courage and kindness. Together, Snow White, the prince, Cinderella, and the dwarfs planned to trap the evil queen. With clever tricks, sparkling magic, and teamwork, they prepared to capture her and end her dark spells forever. Meanwhile, back in Cinderella's village, the royal prince was searching everywhere for the mysterious girl who had left behind her glass slipper at the ball. And so, the adventures of Snow White and Cinderella had only just begun.
Explore My Amazing Mind, a channel made for preschool learning with ABCs, counting, colors, and more.
The adventure doesn't stop here. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next magical episode.